AfterBuzzers. Tonight we are discussing Dancing with the Stars Season 24, Episode 5. It is my favorite night of the season. You guessed it, it's Disney night, and I've even got my Disney mug to drink out of. You can tell I'm very excited, so stay tuned. You don't want to miss this.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
It's a little slow.
As you're like sipping in the cup.
I like the wave lights. All right, we're gonna talk over this awkward music playing. Let's get to it. It is Disney night on Dancing with the Stars. We are halfway through the season, but before we get into it, I am your host, Brooke Lacey. You can find me on all social media at Brooke Lacey H, and my gorgeous hosts to my left. Go on and take it away.
Hey guys, I'm Turnue, and you can find me on all social media platforms at Turnue.
This video. Hi guys, my name is TK Trinidad. You can find me on everything at TK Trinidad, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff.
Yeah, I thought, because there's two versions. There's this one from the movie, and then there's like the remixed, more upbeat car jam that I'm guilty of singing to. So
I feel like I need to like catch up on all these Disney movies because I haven't seen.
Oh no, I'm a through and through Disney nerd. Like I am a child. I have like, when it comes to Disney, I probably enjoy it more than like the 4-year-olds that go.
So now, do you read up on the stuff on Disney, like the kind of innuendos, like the in between lines, like that other stuff?
Oh, you mean like the dark side?
The dark
of Disney?
side of Disney.
Oh, this is a family show.
I don't know. It's actually kind of fun. There's some
So it
stuff.
actually is.
Yeah.
It is fun. It's funny how like, so I just had a child. Well, he's 18 months. So I have like the best excuse in the book to watch like every Disney movie ever.
Mm-hmm.
But he just started sitting still long enough to actually watch a movie. And Moana happens to be like his absolute favorite. I think we've literally seen the movie 1,000 times.
Oh my gosh.
But it's so funny now watching Disney movies, like you're saying, as an adult, because you pick up on so many things that you're like, oh my gosh, when I watched that as a little kid, I definitely didn't notice that.
Like right,
Alice
exactly.
in Wonderland and the whole Puff
the
reference.
caterpillar.
I never put those two and two together.
Yeah.
Well,
We'll move on.
speaking of Disney movies, over the weekend I did see Beauty and the Beast for the first time, and I felt like a bad Disneyer for not having seen it sooner, but I loved it. Ladies, I don't know if you've seen it, but you need to. Speaking of Beauty and the Beast, Rashad and his partner Emma were the first up, and they danced a foxtrot to it was called Evermore, and it was Josh Groban that sings it. What did you guys think?
So I love Beauty and the Beast. That's one of my favorite Disney movies. But I guess I was a little disappointed that they chose to do an original movie song. So Evermore obviously wasn't in the cartoon, the original cartoon of Beauty and the Beast. And so I was so excited when I saw the sneak peek with their, Belle and Beast costumes.
Right.
And I was thinking it was going to be this epic
Tale as old as time.
Didn't
Didn't Celine Dion do the? Isn't it Celine Dion? She did like the main song.
Yeah.
Yes.
So why didn't they do that song?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was my only thing. But I mean, other than that, I thought that their performance was beautiful. I didn't think it was as up to par as they normally are, because he usually just kills it.
Yeah.
Well, and last week I know Emma was saying that she felt like they had really big shoes to kind of fill, or they had really risen their own bar, and she had gotten her first 10, which that's got to be intimidating for her. I thought, I'm not an expert, but I did think that he was a little flat-footed at points. Like I know they said to several of the other male contestants, you're a little flat-footed, you're a little too left-footed. And so I kind of felt that. And then I agree, I think that compared to his past performances, he did have moments where it was really beautiful and you could tell he was really connected to it. But there were other moments where I felt like he kind of disconnected.
Yeah. That's exactly how I felt. I felt like there was a disconnect, and even in the package before he danced, he heard the song, and you can already tell he said he wasn't really he didn't really connect with the song. So it was kind of one of those things where it's almost like he set himself out, he put it into the universe. I don't really connect with the song, and he just performed it versus feeling it, which he was doing before.
Right.
So this one, it just felt like he was just doing the moves. He did the moves, well, better than, you know, a lot of other folks, but it's just kind of like, okay, you're just kind of going through the moves. Whereas if he actually felt it, then it would have been different.
Because we've obviously seen the passion he can bring to a performance, and I agree. I thought it was a little lackluster, on top of it not being an original Disney song.
But the judges did seem to love it.
Pretty decent.
Pretty decent.
Yeah.
32.
I did agree with Carrie at the end when she said I felt like you were a little trapped at points. And you know, just kind of what we were just discussing. So yeah, 32. Carrie Ann gave a 7, and Julianne gave a 9, which I think it's funny. I feel like there's always on these judges panels of whatever competition show, like you know, like on I host The Voice on Tuesdays, and it's so funny. You can see the trends of which judges are a little nicer, because I feel like tonight I was like, oh, Julianne, you're being so nice.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I guess that's just her character.
But I also think it's good. I mean, I think that's why you have a judging panel that's diverse, because I think it would be really boring if they were always on the same page about every performance, and like they always, you know, gave the same scores and had like similar feedback. I think it's kind of nice. This season, they do seem to be a little bit more disconnected in terms of their opinions. But I kind of like that.
Yeah. At least you know it's honest. You know, they're not just, like you're saying, fitting a mold. Okay, so next up we had Nick and Peta, who we found out before they even danced they were in jeopardy.
Oh, yikes.
Whew.
That was brutal that they did
the shorts?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I just thought, you know, obviously they did it a little bit differently tonight. They announced, like, who was in jeopardy before, like, right before some of them had to go on and perform, which adds an extra element of pressure.
Right.
But the thing that I thought was funny that I noticed, I mean, not only was he wearing blush and super short shorts, but he shaved his beard.
For the first time in, what do you say,
a year and a half?
Yeah. But that was all for the character, I guess. He felt like he couldn't really do Pinocchio with a beard.
I guess I've just never... I don't know that many men with that strong of facial hair. A year and a half, like, that's a big thing for a man to shave it off. Like, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, but he didn't have like a long beard. It was more like a trimming of the bush of some sort.
It was definitely like thick and sort of a statement-y thing. I mean, you kind of didn't really, but I know what you mean in the sense that, like, you kind of almost, after you see him enough, you kind of forget that he has the beard until he
pretty much forgot, and it's like, oh, okay, you shaved off the beard. That's great. Let's dance. Yeah. That's kind of what I thought. Let's get to this.
Well, no, I just saw the headline like, oh, you know, Nick decided
he shaves his beard. Like, I kind of really like
Mountain Man.
I thought the same thing as you, as far as like, oh, you just announced that they were like in the bottom and now they're gonna perform, but it's kind of almost like a monkey wrench thrown in that, because now you're gonna see how they handle now you already have pressure performing live and also this other stuff, but now you also have the pressure of, oh, not only that, you are also in the bottom too, so you're kind of
really
dancing for your life.
Right.
So yeah,
and I think I like that. I mean, from a entertainment standpoint, it's definitely fun to watch when they add that.
It's not fun personally.
It's not fun for the person that's in that position. But I mean, you can see who has grace under pressure, and I actually was surprised. I knew that when they announced, you know, what his assignment was, so to speak, of doing Pinocchio. And I mean, that's obviously not in his wheelhouse. He's like used to being, you know, the guy riding it on the horse. And wants to
the manly man.
Yeah, it was sort of a different side to him. What did you think?
Yeah, you know, I think it was, like Lynn said, it was what Disney is all about. Just fun and kind of channeling your inner kid and not worrying about being so perfect and the perfect steps. But with that being said, I thought there was a lot of fancy footwork in there. And, you know, I think it was nice to see him kind of get out of his head, because I know in the past that's been an issue. So, you know, like, I know several of the judges said that they thought he had made a big breakthrough. Wasn't my favorite dance of the night, but I think it was a personal victory for him.
Yeah, for him, definitely. I thought that there was like he finally kind of got it, and there was a connection there, and there was not as much of a hesitation. Like, you know, it's like you're learning something new, you're kind of still kind of processing it. It's like almost like you're learning how to speak a new language, right? So you're kind of like, you're thinking of the word that you want to say, then you have to kind of turn it in and pop it out. That's kind of how it felt for the last couple of weeks. This time it felt like he's actually getting the hang of it, and getting the moves and all this other stuff. So it definitely felt a little bit more natural, like he's been doing it for a while, and the work is finally paying off. So I definitely like the performance, and I said I love the song too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do love that song.
Yeah, so they got a 34, 2 9s, 2 8s. So overall, yeah, he's constantly getting better, which I think is what the show is about, you know. So
yeah, I think he did turn into a real boy. At the end of the performance, right?
I don't know how. We'll just.
That's a big question. That was the big question going into it.
A real dancer.
And he did it. So congratulations.
I love you guys. Okay, so next up was Erika, Jayne, and Gleb, who were also in Jeopardy. And I was and I wasn't surprised. I know we have liked her from the beginning, and she's a really strong advocate for. I think it's just nice to see like a strong woman go in there and give it her all. But before we get into it, they did a Viennese waltz and to Unforgettable from Finding Dory. But in the package, they showed her crying, saying that she's never felt this way, that she's doubting herself, and so that was I thought a really vulnerable moment to be able to see, because she is always so strong and like nothing bothers me, and even like tonight on several times, or even over the past couple weeks, when they say things to try to get her down, she just kind of keeps that wall up. Right. So it was really not nice to see her crying, but nice to see that
a different side. Yeah, I felt like I think she's so used to running things that she controls everything. So she controls what you get to see and what you don't get to see. And we saw, I guess, that more Erika, Jayne personality the last couple of weeks. And then I think last week, I think she finally realized that, because she even said that she felt disconnected last week, and we had made note of it. It's like that performance wasn't her best performance. And because of that performance, you know, that's the reason that she was in the bottom two. And it just kind of felt like this week you finally actually got to see her personality. She mentioned her husband. And I know even in the show, she doesn't really, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, she doesn't, you know, he doesn't pop up too often. But there's definitely a real connection, a real relationship there that she shows on the show. So it's just kind of like you finally kind of see that. She, you know, she even hinted at that her husband sang it to her in the car. Like all those little things that you see, like the softer side.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I actually, I was so excited to see all of this click for her tonight. I mean, I felt for her watching the package, because she is such this like strong, empowered woman, and she really showed this vulnerable side, which honestly I feel like is gonna just end up giving her more likability and more of a fan base, because I bet for a lot of people they love her strength and her spirit, but a lot of her message might be kind of unrelatable to them. But like when she shows that, like, even though she has this like, you know, glittery exterior, like underneath it she still struggles like most people do. So to sort of show that, I think probably really broadened her fan base. But it's too bad that she did end up getting sent home tonight, because I felt like the last 2 weeks her performances, there's just been like this disconnect, because I think she's been in her head so much, and I thought that she was beautiful. She was so elongated in her movement, as the judges said, and it just clicked like it hadn't before, so it's too bad.
And I love that solo moment when she came out at the beginning, and it was just her, and and that I noticed that in several of the dances tonight, but it was really nice to see that in hers, just where she was just owning the room, you know, but in a different way than she's used to. Instead of this like, I'm sexy, here I am, spotlight on me, it was just this like
in like
breath
a
of fresh air.
genuinely confident way.
And the judges all agreed and loved it, and Lynn paid a really big compliment for Lynn to say that, you know, he thought she was a lovely dancer, she was terrific. So like you're saying, even though sadly she did go home,
I think
at
we
least
all knew
she
was
went
gonna go home.
at least it was on,
sort of
you know, it was on a good note.
Yeah, but it's like kind of frustrating, because it's just it's one of those things where you're so used to being like your own way that you're not used to change. Like, even though because she might be the type of person like, oh yeah, I'm used to change. Like, okay, you know, different stage, whatever, I'm used to change. But the little things that you can, like, you've been controlling, like if she had got out of her way, she probably would have had really great performances. Like last week, the choreography of it last week was great. It was just the music that was kind of off, and then she just wasn't feeling it. So if she had kind of got out of her own way and just said, okay, these are the tips that the judges are giving me. I am a great dancer. I'm a fierce woman, and I'm going to apply that to what the coach is telling me, then it would have made sense. So it was kind of frustrating to me because I was seeing this wonderful performance, and I'm like, man, I wish you would have did that 2 weeks ago, because you probably still would have been here.
Before it was too late, yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah, it's just kind of one of those sad things, because she definitely was one of my favorites.
I know, me too.
Well, she got 8s across the board in 32, so, you know, like I said, a good strong end to her path on Dancing with the Stars.
But like, what a like beautiful like full circle moment that sort of happened on the show, because I mean, kind of, you know, she came on as this like, you know, I am woman, hear my roar, and I have all these diamonds and money,
right,
and I'm gonna like promote this image, and then you kind of saw her, you know, take this turn of questioning herself, and it was almost like you saw her kind of show her message like on the show, just like through her own self-discovery, without realizing it, which was, I think, doubly as effective. So at least for her, she really got to sort of share that message in like such a genuine, powerful way, and like what a beautiful way to exit the show.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree. Yeah. She was gorgeous tonight. So next up was Heather and Alan, and no Max, but we did find out that he fired Alan and said, I'm gonna be back next, or from here on out, so next week he'll be back. But they did a jazz number to The First Time in Forever from Frozen, as if we haven't heard the song enough. What did you guys think?
Oh, it's so crazy, because I saw Max and Alfonso by the Grove on Saturday. They were like sitting by like this restaurant, and I'm like,
what an LA moment.
Yeah, I'm just like,
did it happen to be, because I don't know, I think we talked about this. I saw Julianne Hough, it had to have been last summer, at the little Greek restaurant. Ulysses, it's like the little...
Is that the farmer's market, or?
Yes, it's like right in between the farmer's market and the Grove.
So you know how it's kind of, well, now we're getting like real technical, but it's in that block.
Yeah,
it's in that block, but it's that like kind of weird, I think it's like a grocery store grocery store type spot. Yeah. So I saw them there, like literally like just chilling there, and I'm just like, this is so weird. So I like, you know, waved, and then he waved back, and I feel so bad, because I was like, I know that guy, because I know Alfonso, and I'm like, I know, and it happened to be Max, and I'm like, and I just realized after I was driving away, I was like, dang it, I know he is. I want to ask him about his injury and if he's gonna come back. Yeah. But it's so random that you see them, and then all of a sudden the opening number was Alfonso, because like I know they were like, you know, Alfonso was in Dancing with the Stars before, and he was the champion. Yeah. So it's just so random.
I also, going back to the opening number, because we got all excited and we didn't talk about it, but I love, because
season 19, that's Alfonso one.
I'm a big Fresh Prince of Bel-Air fan, so I like watched that through and through, and it's so nice because Carlton was always like the underdog, and it was always, so it's nice to see him really having his moments, and making his appearance and singing songs.
He's been in the game for a very long time, though.
Right? Yeah. No, I know, but like,
I want to save you before people start getting to you on YouTube. I already saw that coming. I already saw the comments. So I just kind of want to help you out.
Thank you.
But he's also like Disney.
Yes.
Like that was like perfectly cast, so to speak. Like whoever put him to like kick things off and sort of like be the leader of that opening number. Was
good for him.
So friendly too. Super friendly.
Yeah. Okay, so they did First Time Forever. And I thought it was really cute. It was a jazz number, so I know from the beginning, even Heather said it, this is her thing, like she's comfortable with it. We've been waiting to kind of see it. I thought it was really fun, really cute, very theatrical, very her element, but I did agree with Carrie Ann that because it was what we know she's good at, maybe it could have been taken up a little bit harder. Right. What did you guys think?
Yeah, I thought it was very theatrical. Like you definitely, if it wasn't a competition and you're just telling like a story, then it definitely works.
It's perfect.
But it was kind of one of those things where I think they not forgot, but it's just like they wanted to tell this story, and they didn't include a lot of the jazz elements in it that would have beefed up the dance.
Yeah.
So I kind of felt like the same thing. It's like, oh, this is amazing. It was a great performance, but in a competition setting, it just, didn't make the cut because her background is in jazz. I'm almost, and it's kind of sad, but you kind of almost want those tricks. You want all those little tricks where you're like oohing and awing and pretty much things that your body can't do that you can watch her do.
Right. Well, and kind of like we'll get to it, but Simone very much did that.
Right. Well, I also thought, it was so obvious watching that she's an actress. Her acting ability in the performance was incredible. She nailed that character.
It was because she was on Glee, I could totally just see that being taken off the show and put on Glee, and I could totally see her doing it there. But it wasn't as much as I know we probably could have seen.
But that wasn't her fault, though. That was
exactly.
That's the thing.
Well, and Max was the choreographer, and he sort of maybe didn't do. Okay, actually, but I took some notes, you guys, because Alan, is it Burstein? Her, step-in partner. So I wanted to sort of give some details about his background since this is maybe his last performance, because I didn't know this until I read this little article about how it works on Dancing with the Stars and the technicalities of so obviously there's the pros that are matched with the celebrities, but then there's the troupe of dancers that are supposed to entertain the audience with performances in between during commercials, but also act as backup dancers and then understudies for each of the pros. And this is their big moment when something happens to a pro, to get the opportunity to come step in and be in the spotlight, because that's really how they then become a pro.
Prove themselves.
Yeah, right. So he's been given this big opportunity, and I think that Alan's killed it.
Yeah.
He's done a great job and really bounced right into it. But he's a Minnesota native, and he's been with Dancing with the Stars since season 20.
Nice.
And before that, I guess his brother is also a dancer, and his brother talked him into competing on So You Think You Can Dance, and he made it into the top 12, and that was season 10, if anyone watches So You Think You Can Dance. But I was going to say that, I guess, so Sharna, Burgess, and Peta also, that's how they made the jump, is they were troupe dancers and then hopped up to the, home plate,
totem pole.
Yeah.
So to speak.
Yeah,
and then,
as the other dancers moved on and did other things.
Yeah. So anyway, it'll be interesting to sort of watch his career. But I don't know, Max is funny. I feel like he was kind of really nonchalant about, I'll be back next week. But I don't know. Do you guys really think he'll be back next week?
Well, I don't think he would lie.
I don't know. I feel like he's kind of funny like that.
Yeah, it kind of felt like, because it is kind of one of those bittersweet things. So Alan had this chance to do this great thing, but now you're pretty much kicking Alan out to do that.
Oh, hey, I'm back.
Right. So it's do you be happy? Hey, I'm back. Sorry for you.
Yeah.
There's the door.
Yeah. So I think he just kind of slipped it in, and then it is what it is. But now everybody knows who Alan is, because he did a great job.
He did a great job. Yes.
Well,
anyway, I just wanted to give him a little extra publicity.
Well, maybe if Alan has some free time, we can mosey him on over. Shout out to Alan. Okay, so
we should try to get Erika Jayne next week.
Oh,
that'd be awesome.
Yes.
Those housewives are hard to maneuver. I did reach out to Erika Jayne's people before, but this was before when she was really busy, and they said she was too busy, but maybe now,
I know. It's kind of one of those catch-22s that you want to talk about it.
I'll be like, I work for Lisa. Okay, so they got a 34. Overall, I think they're safe. I don't think they have too much to worry about, but you never know. The votes count. So next up was Bonner and Sharna. They did a tango to Wreck-It Ralph, When Can We Do This Again? So fellow Disney fans out there, this song is my personal jam. When you go in the park, they have a parade to it, and so.
Oh really?
Yeah. So just a little interesting tidbit. So that's why.
While I'm laying out the beach, you're going to Disneyland.
Yeah, there you go. Got my season pass, and I've been going since I was 4 years old. That was our family.
Wow.
That was our family Christmas or Thanksgiving, and then obviously I just kept it up on my own.
Yeah, it's funny. The job I had before, that's where our Christmas parties would be. So I have passes, and I'll just give it to my friends, and I literally go in do a ride and then, all right, cool, I'll see you guys later. So I've like been to Disney, but I've never been to Disney. So you look at the disappointment.
It's funny because no, but I know what it, because my boyfriend is like the same. He's like, okay, I've been once, I'm good for 5 years or so.
Yeah.
Whereas I just enjoy going
and the lines. I don't know.
Not the line. It's just being there. Anyway, enough about me. So Wreck-It Ralph 1, can we do it again? So I wrote in giant letters on my paper, why aren't you having more fun? Mm-hmm. Like, I know they said the judges kind of begged to differ and said that he nailed it, yada yada, but I was a little bored. I felt like he was a little stale. What did you think? Great dancing. I thought I agreed with Lynn, you know, he had the great frame and the hold, but I just keep waiting for this breakthrough like the other ones have had up and just that from the dancing to the connection. I think it's not there for me.
The frustration that it's like at one point his body, 2 years ago, his body would have been able to do all the things he wants his body to do. Yeah. And, you know, his body's still able to do, you know, a lot more than the average individual, but it's a frustration that
for him,
you know, it's kind of a setback. Like, you know, I know when I tore both my hamstrings, and it was like frustrating that I couldn't do certain things. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it's just like I was able to do this before, and I know I could do this before, but I can't. So I think he's just trying to almost get that perfection in the imperfections that he has in his body, so then you kind of see the tenseness on his face. That's kind of what it feels like.
Yeah.
He's having a little bit of like an inner conflict.
Especially after last week's episode and releasing.
But I do think, though, it's funny, like watching the package before they went on, you could see that he was having fun and being funny, and you sort of saw this like more lighthearted, like, you know, kid character come out, and I was kind of expecting to see more of that in the performance.
So it's almost like
and it was like it started that way maybe.
Right.
But yeah, he didn't carry it through. So
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of one of those things. I think he might be in his head a little bit too much. Yeah. Not a lot. It's just kind of that moment that everything's going well, and then you switch like, okay, I need to do this, and then everything, you know, kind of shuts off as far as the emotion side of it.
Yeah,
agreed.
Well, he got 2 8s and 2 7s, so a total of 30. Wasn't the worst, wasn't the best, you know, just
kind of middle of the pack.
Just middle of the road. Next was, I'm gonna say it correctly, Normani.
Mm-hmm. There you
go.
We'll
find out.
Was that right?
I think you're right, but we'll find out in a moment.
Normani and Val. And they danced the Paso Doble to I'll Make a Man Out of You from Mulan. And surprise, surprise, she nailed it. But it was really cool. Donny Osmond sang, and he was the season 9 champ. So I'm liking that they're getting these, you know, having their moments back. But also, he sang the original song, so that's really cool.
I didn't know that.
That's so cool. So anyway, first, my biggest note was all the really awesome, powerful high kicks. Like those. Those were awesome. Very powerful. Definitely fit the mold of the Paso Doble. You know, I think it was as great as the scores reflected. What did you think?
Yeah, I honestly was so into the dance. I didn't even put too many notes. I put really good, and that's it. And then I just put, you know, the scores. I mean, I really love the performance and the fact that they were able to, like Val with the choreography, like they're able to still have her be feminine but still be a badass, strong's a better word, PC version. So, you know, very
Disney.
I know, right? Very, like, you know, strong but still feminine at the same time, and you know, still, like, I really love the piece. It was like really the best combination of everything, and you know, just adding the oh my gosh, I want to say batons, but that's clearly not the word.
I know what you're,
the fighting sticks.
Yes, the fighting sticks.
The fighting sticks.
That's the technical term.
The fighting, thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So adding the fighting sticks to the sequence, it was definitely like the fact that they were able to do that, and then like you know, obviously that happens.
The transitions.
Really and still
smooth.
dance, and then it was just a really great. I really loved the performance. Even the outfits, like, was just everything worked.
Totally. Yeah. Well, and even also, I think what makes her just really like a step above is even in the beginning, before she even started dancing, that intro, I don't know if you caught it, she just had this like very character intro that was so Mulan, where she was in line with the other men and she had this moment of like, oh, I'm a woman, wait, I'm a man, like let me take power. And it was really great to see she put that much thought into it and she was really connected, you know.
Well, and also I think this was the first Paso Doble of the season.
No, I think they're of
the night?
Of this. I don't think someone else. I know we've done Tango.
No, I think we've done Paso Doble.
Really?
Yeah.
I think we've done...
Maybe one other person. Anyway,
Mr. T, I think did it.
Oh yeah, maybe you're right. Sorry, I was thinking that. Well, I know that that style has been rarely depicted this season. But
and then I don't even want to say this because they're gonna come after me. Charo. I think she did the Paso Doble.
Oh, she did. Remember when because she was in the back, her backyard doing.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry. Okay, so the third whatever.
But it was the one that stood out the most. Is what you meant.
Yes, no, it was the one that I just thought that this was hands down my favorite performance of the night. I thought it was so incredible because, and you know, again, I know we kind of keep talking about the significance of age, but you know, she's like 20 and I feel like her whole just presence is so impressive. It's like just
far beyond her years.
For her, yes, and for her to, you know, she had a disappointing week last week. She was at the top of the leaderboard before and they fell to 5th place. So for her to be able to like pick herself, you know, from where she left off and like come out as butt woman.
Maybe that was
amazing.
A little fire under,
totally.
you know,
you can't be on top all the time.
That's why Mulan and the song choice and everything was so perfect, and I feel like it allowed her to like sort of reemerge as like the powerful person that she is.
Lynn gave the 1 9 out of the 10s to just kind of be like, you know, like keep fighting.
Right, but that was, you know, I don't think that took away from it.
No, not at all.
I just loved it. I thought it was incredible.
She's definitely a front runner. For
sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a tough. It's gonna be a tough finale.
I agree.
Oof.
Yeah.
Okay, number 7 is he just makes me smile. David and Lindsay did the jive to a new song that made its premiere tonight called "Ride" for Cars 3. I just think he is so much fun, and he always has facials and energy, and you can tell he really is just loving the moment. Yeah. I thought he held his own especially when he was up there with his partner and then the other 2 women professional dancers. It could have easily been a moment where he could have kind of done some kind of fuddy-duddy dance and like a comedy moment. But I thought he held his own and he didn't miss a step. What did you guys think?
Yeah, I thought I think, well, first of all, they were definitely my best dressed pick.
Yeah.
I love her outfit. I want some God knows what reason to wear that outfit, but I want
Halloween.
Halloween, there you go. Oh,
absolutely.
Baby can be a little car.
Yeah, car, and that would be cute. But love their outfit, and I agree. I mean, I thought he was on pace for sure, which I think was really impressive. The jive is super quick dance. It's all about quick feet and sharp lines. From the feet standpoint and the technical standpoint, I don't think he was like as on par, but I think that didn't take away from the dance overall for me. I thought it was still very entertaining. He did a great job, and he's just so endearing to me. Like, I love his presence. I love how he's self-deprecating and kind of like makes fun of himself, and I love
when you say mean things to yourself. I'm just messing with you. I really like this, despite the footwork, the technical aspect of it, the thing I really love about his performance is that he did the combination of his personality and actually the dance. Whereas the first couple of weeks he was just doing his personality all the time. Right. So I really felt like I was looking at somebody performing the jive, and the costumes, everything made it well. So like it's like he has the personality. He's kind of getting the techniques. He just kind of needs to get those technical stuff with it. And then despite his age, I know he talked about his age being the oldest person.
The oldest guy.
The oldest guy. He's 40.
He's 40.
It's not that old.
And you're a 40 retired professional athlete. Like you retired last year.
It's not like it hasn't all gone away.
Yeah, it's just kind of like,
well, that's why I think it's funny. That's what I mean when he's self-deprecating. I mean, he's kind of like almost exaggerates like himself and his flaws, which I think is just an endearing quality because most, like I've said from the beginning, most male athletes tend to be on the arrogant side of the coin. And
she said that. I didn't say that.
Well, okay.
She would know. She was a Fox sideline reporter.
Well, and also, you know, my dad played in the NFL. Sorry, Dad. No, he's not arrogant, but you know, sometimes
I don't know. My boyfriend's not arrogant either. He used to play in the NFL.
Yeah, well, my husband. I don't know. No, I mean, not that they're like that.
I'm trying to save you.
I'm just like that all the time. I just feel like it's just refreshing to see a guy with that successful track record just be like humble and sweet, and you know.
Yeah, I don't think you're saying arrogance. It's just kind of one of those things that there's this thing.
Arrogance is a harsh word.
Yeah, there's this thing that athletes have about them, especially when they get to that level, where it's just they don't try to come off to be arrogant, but it's just kind of like.
But you are, and you have good reason. I mean, that's being in the NFL or any professional sport is really difficult.
You put in the hard work.
You should be totally proud. Yeah. And I'm sure there is a lot of confidence that comes with that and makes sense. But it's just lovely to see, you know, someone that's so down to earth.
Definitely a great person. Well, I would love to see the difference in the bullpen. Like if he's I think he's the same person, but actually in the middle of competition, I wonder how, you know, self-deprecating or more like, hey,
oh, I bet he has a game face.
Expressive, a lot of, you know.
I'm sorry, but from my experience too, he's such a guy's guy, and to be like a respected guy's guy, and this is my opinion, I'm just saying. Like
say your Twitter handle so people can make sure to go to you.
I feel like you have to like really rise to the occasion and know how to be like a competitive guy that like talks the lingo and is, you know, can back it up with his athletic talent, but it's just cute that he has this other side to him. That's all I'm gonna say.
We like David, in other words. So
we like him.
He got 3 7s and an 8, total of 29.
Yeah, I think this was kind of low.
Yeah,
I know. I thought that too.
Like considering 32 or something.
I thought 3 7s was a little harsh.
Yeah, because if you think about, he got a lower score than say like, well, hold on. He got the lowest score of the night.
Yeah.
He got the lowest score.
He did mention in his package that he figures he's going to be like the next one to go. Like
he wasn't even
which is
in
not.
How is this is strictly opinion, but how is he have a lower score than Nick? I don't think there's any comparison. Am I being too harsh?
No, and I also thought his was better than.
What did Nick get?
Nick had a 34. Yeah, better than Bonner. Bonner at a 30, so not by much. But, you know, I think that he's... I definitely
think he would have got like a 32.
Should be the next to go.
You could tell... I don't know if you guys noticed this, but I mean, Lindsay's face, you know, they didn't get to, like, comment before they got the judges' scores. They just immediately gave the judges' scores after their performance because they were probably behind. But you could tell by her face that she was, like, totally disappointed and a little shocked. Like... And maybe even a little pissed. Like, she's so cute and smiley and usually so good about, like, keeping it all under wraps. But she was even kind of like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I think they definitely, I mean, at least a 34,
and I think
35.
as the pro, you can usually kind of gauge, you know, where you're going to come in
and he got,
scores,
I mean, he wasn't executing a lot of the super technical aspects of it, but... He got the speed of it. Like, there's a lot of things that a lot of other performers, when they perform the jive, they didn't get. So, I mean...
And speaking of being behind the 8 ball, I think we are a little...
Yeah.
So we got to get to the next performance.
Nancy and Artem did a jazz routine to Enchanted. That's how you know. Can you tell I love the movie? So speaking of being the oldest man, Nancy is now the oldest woman, but didn't show it tonight in her performance. Kind of what you said earlier, where you loved it so much you kind of didn't take many notes. I did that with this one. I thought it was a fun mix of what she's comfortable with, that graceful, elegant side that she has from skating, but then I also thought it was, you know, she kind of had to like let her hair down and have more fun with it and be whimsical. Yeah, so I think this was nice, and she really looked like she was happy and enjoyed herself, because I know she can be hard on herself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, what were you going to say?
So I was saying, I mean, I broke my heart watching her during the package, because she is so hard on herself, but obviously that comes with being such a high level, you know, competitive athlete. But first of all, I want to say I think she should dye her hair red. She looks so good.
I guarantee she won't be doing that, but
come
that was a
on.
good suggestion.
She looks so good with red hair. And like, not everybody looks good with red hair.
No,
but it
I
kind
agree.
of gave her like this youthful glow. I mean, obviously she was also like frolicking around the stage, but I thought her performance was probably my second favorite of the night, just because she just was all in, and you saw this like just sweet innocence to her that you don't always get to see. She's usually a little bit more like poised and formal, and she kind of was, had these beautiful free-flowing movements, and I thought it was so entertaining. And I've never seen the movie Enchanted. That's like the one Disney movie I don't think I've seen. That made me want to go home and watch it.
One day. Yeah, she's 47, and I think the thing is with her is that LA has this weird way of messing up the way you think, because now she's in LA, she's doing this training, and she's with all these people who are younger than her, but they look gorgeous. So it's just kind of like, not to say that she's not gorgeous, but now you're comparing yourself to these people, and she looks fabulous for her age. You would never guess that she's 47. So it's just kind of like, I think she's kind of doing a little mental thing on her, and it's the plight of being a woman sometimes, but it is what it is. I loved her performance. I think that she should have at least gotten 110 or received 110.
I agree.
I agree.
I think the score was a little bit low, and I think I honestly believe she's gonna be like the dark horse of the competition. She's gonna sneak up, and if she kind of gets it all together, where she can get kind of take down, I feel like Oprah, take down the wall, and you can actually see the emotion behind it, because on the technical aspect, she's so hard on herself that she wants to get that almost that perfect in every dance, which is great. But now it's like also putting her personality in it as well. So I think if it happens, she might surprise us all.
Well, if she can do what she did tonight and like keep that consistent and like continue flowing, from that range of motion, like I think she could totally take it all the way, because I think you saw all the elements come together tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And another big contender, obviously, next up it was Simone Biles and her partner Sasha. They did How Far I'll Go, contemporary dance from Moana, which we already discussed. We had it as the intro song. But so she got 2 10s and 2 9s, 38. And I thought it was great. You mentioned earlier really taking what works best for you and showcasing that, and I think she definitely did that. Whereas who was it earlier?
Who got 39? Was it Normani? Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought that. This dance definitely highlighted her athleticism, which was, there's no
she's an Olympic
comparison. It was like, whoa, that was amazing.
A little jump and shrimp.
And I liked it. I don't know, for whatever reason, it wasn't my favorite of the night, but she's adorable, and I just always want to root for her.
Yeah.
And Moana is such a fun movie. It was.
I watched her on Ellen this week, and it's so hard to believe because she's only just about to turn 21.
No, she just turned 20, didn't she? Like March 15th or 14th.
I think we had said that.
Yeah.
But continue talking. I'll look it up for you.
But Ellen gave her tickets to go see Magic Mike in Vegas.
And
boy. So, yeah,
who knows? But that's
David won't be there doing his rendition from a few weeks back.
I don't know, they might ask him to be
there. God.
Oh Lord! And so it was really cool because you just got to see, like she said, as a girl in her 20s, she's like, I've never lived on my own. I don't really know how to cook or do my own laundry.
Yeah, she just turned 20, March 14th.
Okay.
I said that.
Well, then she's got Ellen's given her
I'm
like.
just saying. I had it memorized.
This chick today.
I know. I ate too much candy yesterday.
We're just gonna keep feeding you candy next week. But anyway,
sugar withdrawals.
But she, and then Sasha did the thing that is like famous on Ellen, where the guest pops out and scares it. So if you haven't seen it, it's just it's a fun little moment to kind of get to know her. But anyway, so back to the dance. Like you were saying, it wasn't my absolute favorite, but I feel like she never disappoints. Another strong contender.
I feel like the judges are obsessed with her.
I don't know. I think so, but if that were the case, they would have given her gave her a higher score. It was 38 out of 40.
She got 2 10s.
Yeah. I just feel with this performance is almost like it was great. I love all the acrobatic type stuff because that's what she's known for. But it's just almost like if she can get that perfect combination of using those jumps and those lifts, and then also having
technical dance.
Not technical dance, like almost that
flow.
Personality, like that, because we're used to.
Trying to guess.
Get in my mind. Like she's just such a bubbly personality, and so this is what we're used to seeing. Yeah. But like last week, I love that performance. It was an amazing performance, and we saw a different side of her. And if we can kind of, it's like everybody kind of wears a certain type of mask when they're out in the world, and her mask is this bubbly personality. So she puts that up, and this is what she's known for. But if we can almost kind of get behind that, take down the wall. I'm very Oprah's, but we can kind of get behind that. And as she did all the jumps and all this other stuff, but then added a little bit more emotion, not necessarily sexy, because I know the judges were saying that the weeks before, but it's just like there's just this thing that's almost like a disconnect, not with her and the dance, but her and the older audience, because kids I believe will definitely relate to that, but it's just kind of older audience, like, oh yeah, like, okay, I get it. And I don't know, it's just
more layers to the onion.
Yeah, there's just some, like, just a little thing that she could break through. It would be amazing.
Yeah, I think that she is a great partner, though. It seems like Sasha is like really trying to
accommodating
I feel like he sees what you're talking about, and he's really trying to like get that out of her. I don't know exactly what it is either, but you know that it's there's like something
like
else
once that happens, it's gonna be, because then you're gonna see all ranges in like all the like all the dances, and you know, you'll see that. I just don't want to use the word sexier, but that's the only word I can see. Yeah,
you know, like, because they even in her package tonight kind of showed her finding her voice a little bit more and speaking up. So maybe that's a sign of things to come.
Yeah.
So the bottom three, obviously, we discovered it was Normani, Nick, and Erika. Erika went home.
Yeah. I think Normani was just like a throw.
Filler.
Yeah.
Let's like
create some suspense, even though everybody knows she's not going to go home.
So with that being said, what are your predictions for the weeks ahead?
Ooh, this is going to be a tough one.
And now, AfterBuzz TV.
Nick.
Yes.
Bonner and David.
Okay.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because now at this point I really don't want anybody to go home.
Right.
But those are kind of the three that they all have certain hindrances that's going to stop them from kind of getting to that next level.
Right. Well, and out of those, Nick is on the top of the highest of the three, then Bonner, and then of tonight and David. So I agree. It's like you're saying, you've grown to have your own likes for each of them and connections, but it is a competition, so it's just going to heat up. But yeah, so I think next week will be very interesting because finally we have.
I feel like we shouldn't even say it. We should just like wait.
Yeah.
We have a special guest.
Well, okay, so Keo, we all know it was Coachella and things this weekend and Easter, and so people are out of town, but it's confirmed he's going to be here next week on the 24th, so we will get his expertise and his insight. So if you have anything that you want to ask him, after much anticipation, we will have him with us in the hot seat.
Yay! Okay.
So I think that's about it for this evening, ladies. If they want to continue the conversation with you guys off screen, where can they find you?
You can send all your negative comments right out here.
No negative comments. You know how I feel about them.
Speaking
of Disney, as they say in Bambi, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Only because I can plug it this week because it's a Disney movie.
Yes, absolutely. No, you know what?
I'm done.
No, I like my other quote that I liked at the beginning of the show was about princesses not being tougher than they look in the movies and in books. So we can handle it.
We are killing TK. What do we put this girl through? She's like, get me out of here.
She's like, you guys are annoying. Right. But anyway, we are going to wrap things up because we're getting a little out of control.
Yes. All right. So you can find me on everything. I have no quotes for you. At TK Trinidad on everything.
Thank you, Oprah.
And you can find me on everything at Turnue, and you probably won't want to find me after tonight, but maybe we'll see.
Thank you guys. It's been so much fun. You can find me on all social media as well at Brooke Lacey H. And we'll see you next week, guys. Bye.
Ciao.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.